Hi, I'm Tina Jesson and I want to tell you about some really great free material that you can get access to just by coming along to my website at tinajesson.com. Let me tell you a story to start off with though, because back in 1995 I started my very first business and I spent an absolute fortune, thousands of dollars, trying to get my name, my product, my service out into the public domain through advertising. And not only was it not very effective for me, I actually got zero from it. And what I'd like to do is make sure that you don't make those same mistakes. What I found that I had to do was really relook at how I was positioning myself, on what tips and tools I could use to actually get out there without it costing me an absolute fortune. What I did was I started to work with the media. I was already writing for my website, I was already writing really great copy, really good articles, and the media started to pick up on that. And very soon I found that I was getting featured in national, not local, but national newspapers, and then into national magazines, and before very long I was getting asked to speak on local radio and eventually onto national TV. Now you can only imagine what that did for the growth of my business. And remember, I didn't pay a single penny for any of this publicity. I was getting it because I knew how to work with the media. And that's why I've created a brand new free training video to help small businesses where I started to learn and use some of those tools and techniques. But it gets better. Not only did I get this amazing online presence, I mean every journalist goes online to find out who they're looking for, and they were coming to me, only me, or at least to me first, and I was making sure that they weren't going to go to my competition. And that's something that I can help you to do, is make sure people come to you first and leave the other guys behind. Some great tools, techniques in there. One of the things I did end up doing is I ended up attracting a publishing house, Allison & Busby. They actually approached me and said, Tina, we have a title we'd like you to write because we understand you're a bit of an expert in this area. And I said, yeah, okay, I can do that. And always say yes, that's my top tip. If you get approached by anybody, and if you possibly can do it, then do it. So I got to write a book, and they actually paid me for that. So not only did this kind of publicity not cost me anything, but I'm starting to get money into my business as well. Then I was able to get a magazine printed. Now this actually went into a well-established magazine as a supplement. Didn't cost me any money at all to get that published. Great publicity, grew my business yet again. Then I had a production company contact me. They wanted somebody to write and present a video for them. Now they didn't pay me for this, but it also didn't cost me any money to do. It took me maybe 2-3 days of my time to put this thing together. But wow, what credibility building does this kind of thing do for you and your business? And you can do that kind of thing too. Now, just to give you a few examples of the kind of visibility I've had, I've been featured in the Wall Street Journal Europe edition. Now, I didn't even know there was a Europe edition of the Wall Street Journal. Not until that day I got the telephone call from the journalist saying, Tina, we'd like to interview you. And I said, yes. I mean, it took me about 30 seconds to say so, but you always say yes to the media when they call. My best top tip. So I was in the Wall Street Journal. Then I found that the more and more leverage, more visibility I got, it was like this virtuous circle. You can't get off the thing. I was getting asked to do speaking engagements. Every time I did a speaking engagement, even though I didn't really talk about my business, maybe I talked about how I set my business up, there was an association there between what I was speaking about and the company I owned. And I was potentially speaking to hundreds of people through public speaking engagements. Wow, how amazing is that? And you can do that too. I also had various shows and events that I would go to. I wouldn't pay for the exhibition space. Now that's kind of like a bit of a contra deal. I had something they wanted, and that's a really important thing, finding the unique you. This is what I call it finding the unique me. You need to find what's unique about you, something that you can offer that nobody else can offer, and leverage that, leverage. That's all I've done with my businesses. I've just leveraged everything, and I've paid for very little. In fact, back in 2004, I calculated how much visibility I had in a single year, based on if I'd have paid for all those column inches, all that airtime, all that visibility it shows in events, the fact that I had the book, all these things that would have cost me real dollars in the real world. And what I found was, when I totaled it all up, I had achieved over $1 million worth of visibility. Let me just run that one by you again. I had achieved over $1 million worth of visibility in a single year. In a single year. And what's more, because of this virtuous circle, how once you get on this thing, you can't kind of get off it again, what I found was that I could replicate it. I could replicate it year after year after year. Now, that is pretty cool. What that means is I now have a policy where I have a policy of I don't advertise. I don't advertise. I don't need to advertise. Now, it's not to say I never would, because sometimes advertising is very valuable, and in the right place for the right kind of situation, it's really kind of good. But I have a policy of never advertising, and you could have that kind of policy too. I mean, you can just imagine the amount of dollars that would save you, but also just not advertising isn't good enough, because you still need to get your message out there. You still need to get out into the big wide world. So really important that you get visible, and if I can do it, you can. And everybody says that, but listen, I'm not technical. I really am not technical. I've had to learn how to do social networking, how to do blogging, how to set up my website, how to get out to people, how to have a good story to be told. All these things kind of add up, and I've all packaged all these ideas together in this free video that I'm suggesting. I would strongly recommend that you sign up for. It's really easy. It's really easy. All you have to do is fill in some information for me down there, down the page. Your name, a valid email address, because come on, we don't want to waste all our time here. And you need to get this stuff. You really need to get this stuff. And also give me a little bit of information about your business, about what it is you do or what you're planning to do, even if you've not set up your business yet. Are you selling products or services? This works for products and services, a combination of the two. Give me some information. And what I will do is I'll put you on my website, on my email list, and you'll get some more really high value information. But it'll be tailored to what you want. I'm not the kind of person that goes out spamming people. My goodness, I hate spam as much as you do. Yes, you'll go on a list, but you can get yourself off there at any time. It's absolutely hassle-free and risk-free. Fill in the form, fill it in right now, and I'll send you a link to the free training program that I'm talking about, and you'll find out how to cover all these really valuable hints, tips, techniques to really get your name out there ahead of your competition. My goodness, there's enough competition out there. So find those tools, techniques, fill in the form below, do it now, and hey, I'll see you soon.